What's up, everybody? Last video, we talked about covered calls and getting paid on stocks you already own. So today is the other half of that system. This is how I get paid to buy stocks that I already want. And if the stock never comes down to my price, I actually still keep the money. It's called a cash secured put. And once this clicks, the whole be the house thing from part one actually makes sense as a full loop and not just one trick. So, if you own nothing yet, you've been sitting on cash waiting for a dip that never feels cheap enough, this one's for you. Let's break it down in plain English, no jargon, no options Olympics. Quick orientation so nobody's lost. Part one was the mindset to stop being the gambler, start being the house, selling options for income. Part two was covered calls. You own the shares, you sell a call, you collect the premium. So today is actually going to be part three in this four-part series, cash secured puts, where you don't own the shares yet. You're getting paid for being willing to buy them at a price that you already like. So same family, just different door. And I'm not going to pretend this is a get rich button. It's boring on purpose. Boring is how you still have an account in 5 years. A cash secured put in one sentence: you agree to buy 100 shares of a stock at a set price, the strike, by a set date. In exchange, somebody pays you the cash up front. The cash is yours to keep, whether you end up buying the shares or not. Okay, that coin goes in the slot machine. The outcome doesn't matter. Now, cash secured just means you've got the money set aside to actually buy those shares if you do get assigned, right? So you're not naked. You're not hoping you're prepared. If the stock stays above your strike, great. The put expires, you keep the premium, no shares, do it again. Okay. Now, if the stock drops to your strike or below, you buy 100 shares at that strike. Your real cost basis is the strike minus the premium you already collected. That is your out-of-pocket cost. That's the whole mechanic. Everything else is details. Now, here's why I care about this more than chasing breakouts. Most people wait for a perfect dip. They miss it. They chase it higher, then panic when it pulls back. A cash secured put forces a decision before emotion shows up. So what's a price I'd be happy owning this at? Am I okay tying up that cash until expiration? Okay. Is the premium worth the wait? You hear this a lot on my streams. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Now, if yes, you get paid to wait. If you get the shares, you got them on your terms with a discount built in from the premium. If you don't get the shares, you still get paid. That's house math, not lottery math. Covered calls are income on what you already hold. Cash secured puts are income on what you're willing to hold next. Together, that's the skeleton of the wheel. We'll go deeper on the full wheel in a later video. Today is just this leg, right? Clean. Ignore 90% of the options chain noise when you're starting. Care about three things. One, your strike price, where you want it at, okay? The price you're agreeing to buy at. You pick a strike you'd actually want to own. Not maybe if it crashes 40%, if you'd be annoyed to own it down there. Don't sell that put, okay? Now, two, expiration. How long are you willing to keep that cash reserved? Weekly premiums look exciting. Longer dates pay more total premium, but they tie you up longer. Now, beginners start with a time frame you can emotionally sit with, which is often about 2 to 6 weeks, not a random 0-day adrenaline hit. This channel is income and process, not lottery tickets. Now, three is the premium. That's what you get paid. Divide it by the capital you're setting aside and be honest, is this worth locking that cash? If the premium is tiny and the strike is aggressive, right, walk away. There will be another day, I promise. A strike you like, expiration you can live with, premium that pays you for the risk, that's the checklist. All right, let's do an example so it's concrete. Numbers are made up for teaching, right? It's not a recommendation. Say a stock you like. It's trading around $50, right? Now you're happy owning it at 45. So you sell one put, a 45 strike, a few weeks out. Now you collect, for example, a dollar of premium. That's $100 per contract because options are a per 100 shares. So the cash you need to set aside, roughly 45 times 100, so $4,500. I don't know why I said roughly, because I promise it's not rough. That's the math. Now, path A, the stock stays above 45, the put expires, you keep the $100, the cash frees up, no shares. Path B, the stock is at or below 45 at expiration and you're assigned. You buy 100 shares at 45, but you already kept $1 per share in premium, so your effective cost is $44. Okay, now you wanted the stock on a dip buy. You got paid while you waited. That's the job. One thing nobody tells beginners, assignment doesn't have to wait for expiration dates. These are American-style options. The person on the other side can exercise early if they want, and that usually happens when the put is deep in the money. But as far as the OCC goes, the Options Clearing Corp, there isn't any rules. Now, that doesn't change your math. You still buy it at 45. You keep the premium. It just changes the date, when. So don't panic if the shares show up in your account on a Tuesday. That's the deal working, not the deal breaking. I'm not walking you click by click through a broker screen on purpose. Brokers change UIs every 6 months. The decision is the skill. The buttons are Googleable. Googleable? You can look those up. You can YouTube them. Now, the part most tutorials skip. 2 real risks, no sugarcoating. 1, the stock can keep falling past your strike. Okay, you still get assigned at 45, but if it's sitting at 38 the day you're assigned, you're down on paper immediately. The premium softens it, it doesn't erase it, right? This only works on stocks you genuinely hold through a drawdown, not ones you're hoping bounce. Okay, now 2 is opportunity cost. While your cash is reserved for this trade, it's not doing anything else. If the stock rips higher and never comes near your strike, you keep a small premium and you miss the bigger move. That's the trade you're making. Income now in exchange for upside. You didn't have anyway since you didn't own it yet. This is not risk-free income. It's a different risk than a buy and hope, right? That's the whole pitch. If you want to try this, 1, just pick a stock you already understand and would buy outright, nothing speculative. 2, pick a strike below the current price that you genuinely be happy owning it at, and check the premium. Is it worth reserving that cash? 3, start with 1 contract, 1 stock before you scale up, okay? You're testing the process, not proving a point. Now drop a comment. What's the 1 stock you'd be happy to own on a dip, and what price would you actually pull the trigger at? Because I do read these. Next Friday, we're going to close the loop. How much options income it actually takes to retire on this. Real numbers, no hype. Part 1 was the mindset. Part 2 was calls. Today was puts. Okay, now on Friday, because I usually put these videos out on, I'm trying to do like a wealth video on Friday. We're going to put a number on it. If this helped, subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.